Everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. This is the morning show here on Stock Market TV. Spencer Israel, JC Parets, Steve Strazza, Alfonso de Pablos with you this morning. What up, chat? What up, Phil, Caleb, Jeff, Brad? How we doing? We're here. We out here. What is on our minds today? I don't know. Actually, we actually got some headlines. It's been like a headline bear market, but we have some M&A that interests me. Do you guys see this MP Materials thing? Basically, the U.S. government just like became the largest shareholder in MP. That's kind of interesting. I don't know what's on JC's mind. I don't know what's on Strazza's mind, but we got him here. We'll bring him out. We got Jeff Weiss on the show today, coming to us live from the Irish countryside. So that's going to be fun. And we'll have Kenny and we'll have Sean, and that's the plan. So shall we dance? Should we do this? Let's go.
Oh, we back. We back in the house with the morning show.
What's up?
Spencer Israel in the house.
I'm here. I had a great night. We're at all-time highs, folks. Baby slept for 6.5 hours in one shot last night. We are at all-time highs. I am feeling the most refreshed I have felt now in 5 weeks, maybe longer. All
right. Let's go.
Yeah,
Baby Israel.
LFG in the chat. That's right. LFG. Let's go.
Dude, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Now, let's see if we can hold those highs, but all-time highs is all-time highs. Who's complaining?
When they start crying, you got to let them cry it out. Don't go in there. Don't be training them. Don't be training them that you're going to go in every time they start crying.
We're not there yet. That's like months away.
I forget. It's already been almost 3 years for me. So
yeah, no, we ain't there yet. But don't worry. If anyone is willing to let him cry it out, it is this guy.
Gotta let him cry it out. It's a little bit of pain for a couple of days, but man, is it worth it after that?
That's right. Okay. Anyway, what's going on? Someone in the chat's talking about Bitcoin at all-time highs. This is true, at least on my chart. I'm seeing all-time highs, so that's exciting.
As long as it's in Spencer's chart.
Well, my chart actually is the futures. I keep that open. I don't keep Bitcoin itself open all the time. So futures looking great. Ethereum futures looking pretty good too. Yeah, I don't know. Should we just state some markets and bring Strazza out one of these days and then go? Let's just go.
Shall we?
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dow futures down 50 points this morning, 44,660. We got S&P futures flat, just above 6,300. NASDAQ 100 futures also flat, above 23,000 for the NASDAQ 100 futures. 30-year bond futures also flat, just above 114. Crude oil down 0.75%, just below 68. Copper up another 2% this morning, 560. Gold up 0.33%, 33.30, with silver up almost a full percent, close to 37, with the volatility index flat this morning, under 16 there for the VIX. Let's move on over to funny money. We got Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs yesterday, just under 111,000, flat this morning after a big move yesterday. You got ETH 2775, up a smidge this morning, up 6 points. You got Solana 157, up a smidge today, with the total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, 3.42 trillion for total crypto market cap. What stands out from this morning's futures?
3.4 is it, how high were we? What's the all-time high for the crypto market cap?
The all-time high for total crypto market cap is
we must be close. 3.7. Okay, so we're close. We're closer. So
3.73, and right now we're at 3.4, 3.42.
Nice. All right, it's taking us taking us a while, but we're creeping up on it. So
if you throw up slide 2, this was the one that's got my attention with Ethereum making moves, CryptoPunks ripping over the last couple of days. Shout out to the CryptoPunk community, getting rewarded for the patience up to 116,000. So can you throw up slide 3 there as Ethereum is making moves? Here we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance. So this is the percentage of total crypto that Bitcoin represents. And so to me, I have been in the camp that we've seen the highs, seen the highs maybe forever in Bitcoin dominance. And that was proven to be wrong after I said that in New Orleans a couple of months ago with all you guys. So Spencer wasn't there, but everybody else was there. And I was like, that was it. I'm pretty sure we've seen it all. So that was wrong. For like a hot second, Bitcoin dominance got above those levels for 2 seconds and failed miserably, which reiterates that we could perhaps have already seen the highs in Bitcoin dominance for the rest of our lives. You think that's a bold statement, or you think there's some validity there?
Well, first off, is Bitcoin dominance a good or a bad thing? Right? I think we should probably establish that. Because a lot of people would say it's a bad thing because the real money is made during altcoin season. Well, maybe it's a good thing for like the long-term stability of crypto markets, but it's a bad thing for like making money right now.
I think there's a time and a place. I wouldn't think of it that way. In some cases, it could be bad, it could be good. That's not really the point. The point is here is whether it's alt season or not. I think is really the bigger point.
And it's clearly not.
Well, you know, there are it's alt season in some places, you know. So, you know, what I think, you know, it's kind of like you know, it's kind of like basketball and baseball. You know, if you're a Knicks fan, the best day of the year for Knicks fans is when pitchers and catchers report, right? So it's baseball season for like New Yorkers for a while, but like, you know, other areas in the country, like they're waiting until like April or May or even like the summer for it to be baseball season, till after the NBA finals perhaps. So think of it like that. So it's alt season in certain areas. But the real alt season comes when cryptocurrencies are heading higher, Bitcoin's heading higher, and Bitcoin dominance is falling.
Okay,
right. So when you have that combination, that's altcoin season.
To answer the original question, have we seen all-time highs forever in Bitcoin dominance? I mean, probably not. Right.
I would say probably yes.
I would say probably not.
Good. I'll happily take the other side of your thesis.
But this is a good question from Per that I'm ashamed to admit hadn't occurred to me until just now, but it's a good one. Does that, I'm assuming he's referring to market cap, does that include stable coins? Because we are entering like a new realm of stable coins that are encouraged by the government and TradFi, and that's like a whole new frontier, essentially. I mean, it's not new, but it's new in the sense that it's like really being encouraged now. So stable coins, maybe we have to start figuring out how to factor them into this, because they're just going to collect money.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm mostly interested in the Ethereum ratio. That's the big dominance, right? So Ethereum is a big, you know, Ethereum right now, last checked, Ethereum is 335 billion compared to 2.2 trillion for the BTC. So I'll check my math majors out there. What is that, about 9x? Is that right? Is that about 9x?
Spencer's right, though. Stable coins are really all the craze out here these days since the Circle IPO.
Yeah,
there's gonna be more. Let's see another IPO like that.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to quantify stablecoin dominance. Maybe stable coins versus money market funds. Maybe that's the comparison to make. But okay, not included in total market cap. That answers your question.
So so what are we looking at? We're looking at 335 for Ethereum. So that's, what is it? 335 times 8. Actually, it's more like 7x. 335 times 7. Yeah, it's actually less than 7x. My math is terrible. It's actually less than 7x Bitcoin to Ethereum. No?
What did it used to be? Because that's how I know if that's a lot or not.
Well, I mean, Ethereum market capitalization has come up quite a bit in recent times, but I mean, it's been in that 300 area for a while. Total market cap for Ethereum, I mean, that peaked a while ago.
So 7, you're saying 7 is high.
It's not so much high or low, it's just what it is, right?
Well,
so like I think Ethereum, if Ethereum continues to eat into that, that's the Bitcoin dominance. That's the Bitcoin dominance falling. Throw that up one more time there. What do you think, Strazza? You think I'm crazy when I say that Bitcoin dominance has peaked forever?
I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know. I don't think too much about it.
You don't think that this falling is probably a good thing for your Solana positions and your Ethereum positions and the Ripple?
It's not going to help me. Those charts need to wake up and get off the mat. Here's what's going on right now. I was looking through the cryptos last night.
Get off the mat. Oh, the altcoins.
Solana, Ripple, even Ethereum. Yeah. They've gone sideways now for several years. The altcoins as a group. Can you pick out the ones that had, a great Q4 last year and were able to hold on to those gains like a Ripple? Sure. Altcoins as an index, as a basket, have been dead sideways. Still haven't really completed those textbook primary trend reversal patterns that we've seen so many other risk assets do. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's hanging out here, consolidating by new all-time highs. If you're finally going to get a breakout, and a breakout would have to be confirmed by follow through, right? So you're going to get a reaction rally here from Bitcoin if this is real, brings you to 120, 125, whatever. You're going to get some huge green candlesticks from the altcoins if that's happening. I think that's the ultimate confirmation. Big green sticks in Solana, Ripple, Ethereum coming out of that bull flag. Confirm new all-time highs for Bitcoin. I think that's the only way at this point, JC. It's been too long. The cycle's gone on for too long now without the buy-in from these alts.
So does that suggest that we're early, or are we just going to skip altcoin season altogether? I think it means we're early.
Yeah, I think it means we're probably middle innings, and it's just been a really thin cycle. I mean, just time as a variable makes me think we can't still be early.
Ooh.
It depends on if you want to count this year as a bear market.
Not every cycle is created equal, right?
I think that's right, Spencer. Yeah. Absolutely right. They're all actually very different. If those extended, prolonged cycle people will be right, and it looks like they're more and more right every day out here, I think we're going to look back and say, what a great reset that was, that swift bear market of 2025. You need stuff like that along the way in these prolonged cycles. So that's encouraging, I think. You also had a disgusting bear market in cryptos after the election. These things got wiped out across the board.
All right, let's talk about sentiment here.
I know we don't call it a bear market here. We don't call what happened this year a bear market, right, JC?
Why? Who's calling it a bear market?
No, he's saying what happened in April.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about like those fake social media companies that are telling you it's a bear market and you can't go on vacation?
Well, the market stocks are down 20%.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Well, in that case. Why don't you throw up here, I got a good one. So I am, for those of you who might be new to me, here, hold on, Spencer. Don't let the cat out of the bag just yet. Hold on.
I didn't even do anything.
Hold on. Throw up the new slide 2 there. So for me, my Mount Rushmore, I got my Mount Rushmore of technicians out there. Jeff DeGraff is one of those. Right. Jeff DeGraff, for me, when you hear me say the first thing that we want to do is identify the type of market environment that we're in and then decide which tools and strategies are best for that particular market environment. You know where I got that from? I got that from Jeff DeGraff. Right. I've gotten a lot of things from Jeff DeGraff. For me, he's on the Mount Rushmore. Ned Davis got to be up there. Jeff DeGraff, Rafa Campora, Alan Shaw, Luis Yamada. Who am I missing? Right? Roke. Got it. How many Roke-isms do I drop on a daily basis?
Yeah,
right?
really good. Yep, quotations.
Funny enough, John Roke, when we talk about how John Roke is on my Mount Rushmore, when you talk to John Roke, he'll tell you Jeff Weiss is on his Mount Rushmore. We actually have Jeff Weiss on the show today. I know he's back there in the green room. Shout out to Jeff, who right now is in Ireland. Love Ireland. All right. So Jeff DeGraff yesterday says, one of our favorite things to do is look at what expectations are from a consumer standpoint. And as counterintuitive as it may be, low consumer expectations actually result in higher equity prices historically. Jeff DeGraff says, I don't think there's too much complacency right now. I certainly don't think there's too much speculation or over exuberance. And he is getting ready for a bullish back half of the year. And what he's looking at is consumer expectations there by the old confidence board, right? So that's the confidence board that publishes the U.S. consumer expectations. If you want to throw up that chart showing how we are in the most bullish decile of data historically, that would suggest it is a great opportunity to be buying stocks right here, right now. And not for nothing, but I agree. Whether he's on my Mount Rushmore or not, I definitely agree with this thesis. But I just wanted to give a big shout out to Jeff. And, great work as usual. He's on my Mount Rushmore for a reason, right?
No, he has a tremendous way of analyzing sentiment. I think he's one of the best in the business at it.
Definitely. Who's on your Mount Rushmore, Strazza? I mean, other than me, obviously.
You, Brian, John Murphy.
Brian Shannon?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Brian Shannon. Charlie Dow. How did I not bring up Charlie Dow? Charlie Dow's got to be on my Mount Rushmore. He wasn't really like a technical analyst per se, so I never met Charlie, unfortunately.
So maybe I thought Alexander Elders has some great books about trading. Ned Davis, I think, deserves to be in that conversation.
Being right or making money. Right?
And honestly, O'Neill for me is
William O'Neill. Rest in peace. Shout out William O'Neill.
Yeah. The father of
that's a good call, William. I've never been an O'Neill guy. I've been more of a Murphy guy.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't, everybody's just different. We know how many O'Neill guys do we know? We know a ton of them.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's good. He stumbled on something that I wish more people did over the years, which is combining the two, fundamentals and technicals. Not enough people kind of fell on that as their solution for markets. I was talking to someone just the other day, JC, and they said, I'm looking for a book recommendation. What's a good book to read right now? Is John Murphy Intermarket Bible not just the perfect book for this environment? I feel like this is such an intermarket driven market that we're
You're
in.
saying
right
his technical analysis of financial markets or the intermarket book?
No, intermarket. The blue one, the thinner one.
This is for somebody asking what book they could read on intermarket analysis?
I just think it's so good for. I find myself thinking about that book and the lessons in that book probably more than anything.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. If someone's looking for a book about intermarket, that's it, right? Not for nothing.
And
you're right.
Great point in the chat. Somebody saying, "What about Bruce Frazier?" And that person's so right. Wyckoff is really the first thing that I learned about technical analysis. I learned Wyckoff before I learned the rest of technical analysis. I just got a new book. This is great.
Which one is that? The stupid, what is it? Studies of tape reading?
Tape reading, but by Richard Wyckoff himself. He actually wrote a handful of books way back.
Have you read that yet?
I'm halfway through. It's been good.
Got it. Nice. I'm almost done with Ritholtz's book. Yeah, How Not to Invest. I'm almost done with it. It's good. I got so far 2 JC shout outs in the book. What's really funny is that, I tweeted out, I'm like, oh, it's a great book. Everybody read it. And like the next day, like I'm reading it. I'm like, oh shit, there I am. And then like 2 chapters later, it's like, oh, there I am again.
That's awesome.
It was good.
That's awesome.
It was good. So shout out to Gary Ritholtz. So a couple of
those-
books on my reading list here. I'll tell you right now. So I got Twilight of the Elites. Twilight of the Elites by Chris Hayes. That's on my Misbehaving by Richard Thaler. Those are my next 2.
Misbehaving. What is that?
It's not what you think, Strazza. All right, so get your mind out of the gutter.
Richard Thaler, wasn't he a Fed person?
No, dude, he won the Nobel Prize.
He's the founder of behavioral economics.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Sentiment, behavioral studies,
He's the guy in The Big Short. He's doing the thing in the casino with Selena Gomez. That's anyway. Moving on. Okay.
Shout out Selena Gomez. One more chart. I know we got some guests, but
we got Kenny
slide
here.
4.
All right.
So are semis going to go? Because they just closed the week at new all-time highs. But that doesn't mean that they're just going to keep going higher. Like you can make an argument this is an epic double top. We're going to run into those former highs and roll over. Or are we actually going to go? Place your bets.
The chat is kind of on fire today. And you nailed it, JC. This is such an important breakout. And NVIDIA's leading the way. So I think you have your answer. And it's yes in a big way.
Yes, in a big way. You know what leads me to believe that yes, in a big way? Number one, other things are already making new all-time highs. So if you're wondering how this is going to react, look around. So that's number one. Number two, that gap and go back above that former support from last summer, right? That gap and go is really, really powerful.
Yep. The shake too, right?
Yeah. Is this the most important chart in the world right here, right now?
I think it's up there.
Might just be. I know we got Kenny Glick in the house. Bring him out.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Good morning, bullies. Hello. Good to see you. How are everybody? How's everybody today? Good to see you.
Never a dull moment with you, Kenny.
We're bringing back talking like the 20s. This stock market's crazy, Bubby. It's crazy. It's fantastic. Great times to be alive. Good to see everybody. How's it going? You guys ready for vacation? Good to see everybody. Hey, how we doing? Hey, Mo, how you doing? Hey, Mike, how you doing? What's going on, everybody?
How you doing?
How you doing? Hey, good to see you. I don't know. I'm just cleaning out my closet. I found this really cool shirt from 1973. I feel like I wear a hat with it. Look at me. I'm fancy. Look at me. I'm shaving. I'm great. I'm having a good time. Good to see you. What's going on?
You're missing a monocle and a mustache. But other than that, you're doing great.
Dude, and you look way too young. You know?
Yeah, look at me. I'm 58 years old. Look at me. I'm fucking shiny right now. I'm fancy. Look at me.
All right, Kenny. Today is the last day of your open house. What are we watching? What are we trading today?
Well, boys and girls, do you guys know about KNW? You should.
Dude, I love how every day there is a new one. I've never heard of this. KNW.
Well, how about KWM, because I just have dyslexia.
Oh, KWM. Okay. Well, I never heard of that either.
I actually blew the joke. I was going to say, you want to watch KWM because that's the dyslexic version of that one.
Oh.
But yeah, KWM. I had this one on the radar from a couple of weeks ago because it had this monster burst. I have not seen a pump and dump this awesome in a long time because you got the pump and the dump all within a couple of minutes. You guys see my charts? This is fantastic.
Oh, wait a minute.
Look at it, Bubby. It's fantastic. Fortunes are made and lost in seconds right here in the market. It's crazy times. Look at this thing. It went from $6 all the way to $13, right back to $6 like it never even happened. Fantastic. I love it. What? What's up? Yeah, that's what I did today. So, yeah. It's been a crazy morning, Bubby. Yeah. Everybody. By the way, everybody, congratulations, everybody. I told you about SRAD. You were probably buying SRAD as soon as you left my office, weren't you? Weren't you, fella?
What movie's that from, Spencer?
Well, that would be illegal, Mr. Gecko. Right.
Oh, Wall Street.
Come on, get with the program, Bubby. Where are you? You probably haven't even seen Wall Street 2. Now go out and get it. Go watch it. It's motorcycles. That guy from Thanos is involved. It's fantastic. Everybody have a good time. Good to see you.
What else on the radar this morning, Kenny?
You know what's on the radar? Actually, I'm going to watch for some selling. I had predicted about 3 months ago, or actually 6 months ago, that we would see some selling tomorrow and Monday. So it's kind of weird that we're here at all-time highs. That's right, Bob Evans. He knows what I'm talking about. It's kind of weird that we're here, and I'm just looking for some UVXY to not be down. You guys watching UVXY lately? That's the only missing piece. So we've had the dash for trash. We've had this massive bull market, this little bit complacency. The only thing we're not seeing is any activity in the VIX products. The VIX products are just disintegrating every day. If those wake up like today and a little bit tomorrow, then maybe we'll have some selling. But I think it's all systems go. I mean, everything's rocking. Every stock we're swinging is rocking. Every stock we own is rocking. Every day trade we're putting on is rocking. So,
what could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I've been trading stocks that I haven't even thought of, like Myrna. We got paid on that. We're still in that one. This S-bet's been treating us pretty well and reversed today. But I'm going to watch the S-bet. This one is my new favorite stock. So, woke up from the dead. We traded it yesterday. We had some options on it. And now today, if it fades back under that orange line, I'm going to look to borrow it and short it and wait to see if it comes back to that 15 area. But the activity has been absolutely incredible in this market. There's always a biotech stock every day. But here, take a look at BTCM. I guess you probably know about this one. Another monstrous move. Some bit mining company. There's your faux show, bro, this morning. Rips up 100%. And again, holds the VWAP and then breaks it. So when they break the VWAP, these pump and dumps, usually they go away like that K, whatever that one was, the KWM. But when they turn and they come back, you get yourself a BMNR, which I know guys watching that one yesterday. Look at this plummet. And again, this is when, VWAP can save you. If you're debating when to sell these stocks, these high flyers, or if anybody was still in this thing from $12 that went to 161, there it is. Just a little VWAP test and then a VWAP break. The stock plummets 60 points. So, now that it's gotten hammered, I'm back on looking for the reason for a buy. There's your faux show, bro, this morning. There's your VWAP break. Here comes the test. So BMNR still on the radar. This one's unbelievable to trade. So, and now you get a borrow on it. So very, very excited. And CoreWeave, I'm looking for this stock right now represents the entire market. It kind of has hit a top, consolidating. It's trying to go down, but it's not. So it's just like the market. So if CoreWeave gives way, I think the market could give way. So keep an eye on this CoreWeave.
So CoreWeave bought Core Scientific?
Did they?
Yeah, it's some sort of a cluster going on there, but yes.
CORZ?
I saw that going by yesterday, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't even see the news. Is that today? Because maybe
it was last week.
It was a few days ago, and then Core Scientific's been selling off on that.
Yeah, right now, I'm thinking this stock represents right now the QQQ situation. So if this gives way, I think you can get another 20 points to the downside. And again, if the Qs ever do have a down, day, more than a couple hours, I think you get about a 20-point pullback on the Qs. But I've been saying that since a long time. So I don't know. I'm just sitting here, a bear trapped in a bull market. So I'm just going to stay bullish until the VIX products wake up. But listen, my friends, I'm glad everybody showed up this week. I hope you guys had a good time with the freebie that we've been doing. I'm out of here, hitting Nashville, going to a 3-day wedding affair. It's going to be off the hook. And I'll be back on Tuesday morning. So
how long are you going to be live today?
But you're still going today,
Yeah,
right?
going live all day today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get in there, take advantage of what we've been doing. And listen, if you guys were there, please throw a little shout out to what you witnessed. A lot of these trades are sometimes they're just hard to believe. How well we've traded some of them. And we've been navigating this market. And again, a lot of these pump and dumps, using VWAP, that keeps you safe. And if anybody's out there, I appreciate you all showing up this week for the freebie. And hopefully you guys join up and stay with us forever.
You're the man, Kenny.
The link to get in the last day of Kenny's open house is pinned to the top of the chat on YouTube. Get in today or don't get in at all and just miss it. And that would suck. But Kenny, we'll see you in the open house, all right?
All right, one more before I leave. It's Delta Airlines. If you ain't fading, you ain't trading. So it's
earnings this morning.
Slow bleed, earnings gap, monstrous gap. I didn't get the short off, but I would have shorted 57.50. But listen, if anybody's short in Delta Airlines above 57.90, get the hell out of this thing. Don't be short. But we're flirting with VWAP. We already got the little here's your little tiny fade. But if it breaks the VWAP at 56.50, you could see another 2 points to the downside. So stalking some Delta Airlines for a short.
All right.
Nice.
See you, Kenny.
Kenny Glick. Ladies and gentlemen, go in there and put a trade on with Kenny. Go see what it's like. Hopefully it's as good for you as it was for me. Get involved. Put the trade on. Take some profits. Do some push-ups. Listen to a little Grateful Dead. Do some Kenny things. Right? That's how I look at it.
The headline that I saw was that Delta reinstated their guidance for the year. I guess they pulled it and now it's back. So, all right. Yay, guidance is fun. Hey, let's bring on Jeff Weiss. All right, coming to us live from the Irish countryside, somewhere in Ireland. Two of the people that are in this little show right now are in the UK. Alfonso, who is running our charts, and Jeff Weiss. That's fun. Alfonso, Scotland, Jeff in Ireland. They should hang out. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who can say? But Jeff is here, so let's bring him out.
Yo, Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Jeff Weiss in the house.
Whoa.
Hello, how are you? Can you see me?
Yes. Whoa. That's green.
Ireland tends to
Can
be.
you see the valley?
We see the valley.
See if we get some cows and bulls.
Jeff, where in Ireland are you, buddy?
We are in Clonakilty, the town that actually Noel Redding, who is Jimi Hendrix bass player, he was very good friends with my wife and stayed at her apartment when he was touring in the city. We're in West Cork.
Nice. You're down in Cork. That's cool. You catching any?
Yeah, I'm
catching
trying
any
to get here every
early?
year, and Carrie will come out say hi. She's inside, but since she's been on the show a few times, she's getting a little rambunctious. I had to kind of keep her inside.
It's the hurling championships are taking place right now. You gonna catch any matches?
I do watch it. The hardest thing for those of you who like Westerns is to watch Gunsmoke and then Cheyenne. And then, you could see some old Bonanza reruns. I could watch Bat Masterson.
So, Jeff, hurling is a sport.
Rawhide.
Hurling is a sport. They play it in Ireland.
Hurling, for me, watching Westerns is a sport. I think Cork just won, but I don't really watch hurling.
Get involved.
We watch
you can subscribe.
Wimbledon when we're
you
here.
can subscribe to the Gaelic Athletic Association. It's kind of like the NFL Sunday Ticket, but for Irish hurling.
The
GAA. Yeah.
Right? Is that a stock
It
symbol?
is not, but you can subscribe at a reasonable price and catch the hurling championships that are taking place. Highly encourage it. Great sport. Shout out Ireland. Jeff, you and I are going to have lunch in a few weeks once you're back in the old States.
God willing, thank you. My honor. You keep getting better. I appreciate it. I'm very appreciative of what Johnny Rogue said. The last time we really hung out together was at our mutual friend's wedding, and I actually just sent him a text with some pictures of cows right before I got on.
Nice, John Roque.
Oh, by the way, can I do a shout out to myself? I don't do that. I'm very self-deprecating, but Carrie and I took, just like you're a mega sommelier, we took a 4-hour intensive barista course on Tuesday. So today, when I went into a place and I questioned them, I wasn't satisfied with the answers. In 48 hours, I ordered an Earl Grey tea.
Let me tell you something about Ireland, man. Of all the countries I have visited over the years,
it's one
Ireland
of them.
Is one of my favorites.
It's one of them, right?
Dude, Ireland is freaking awesome, man. The people are amazing, first of all.
It's the people
are so
great. It is the people.
It's like the opposite of people from Paris. It's like it couldn't be further apart. They're the sweetest, nicest people. And let me tell you, when they say like the Irish drink a lot, I think it's understated just how much they drink. Like, wow. It is very impressive, the amount of alcohol that these people
I had my first Peroni last night after 21 days.
Peroni's Italian, right?
I had my first beer.
It's Italian beer.
Yes.
got that enough.
Oh,
All right.
by the way,
Anyway,
right.
Jeff was kind enough to send over a couple charts. We have them in the deck. If you want to pull them up, slide.
I wasn't finished with my
Oh.
barista. All right, let's do it. Don't rush me. You know, you're a new parent. I'm college fund for the kid. Easy does it.
Thank you.
My gosh.
Jeff Weiss, in your experience, sir, when the S&P 500 is making new all-time highs, is that usually something that happens in bear markets or downtrends, or no?
It is not. And one of the things that struck me, and we talked about two things on my last two broadcasts. Guess one was several months ago and one was several months before that. If you take a look at this first weekly bar chart of the S&P 500, you'll notice a circle on the left, and you'll notice when I draw it straight across, the arrow on the right is right around where we bottom. Now, here's the key. If you look at number 1 to number 2, I talked about 34.91 to 61.47 on one of your shows, and I talked about the 50% retracement being approximately, what was it, 48.19. That intraday low, what was that, the day April 7th that we reversed and closed up 3,000? 48.35. I mean, 16 points. That was a 50% retracement. And we saw a similar one in 1987 when the market retraced almost 50% of its 1974 to 1987 move. Took 663 weeks approximately, and we retraced almost 50% of a 663-week rally in approximately 8 short weeks. And that just shows you that when something's falling, get out of the way. One of the biggest misnomers is that when someone tells you, oh, the stock is falling, but it's on light volume, and then they have an 8-bedroom house, and it keeps falling on light volume because a stock could fall literally forever on light volume. They go to a 6-bedroom house. Before you know it, they're in a tent community somewhere under a bridge in South Kazakhstan. And Kazakhstan is a made-up name because if I actually say a name, someone's going to write to me saying, don't diss Kazakhstan. So the bottom line is we could fall forever. I came in here so calm because Ireland is so calm and the market just works me up. Must be leftover enthusiasm from Ariel's birth. Anyway, it looks to me like we completed a wonderful 50% retracement. We've done the same thing at other times, and it's just like life. You want to take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And by the way, we also, if you look at that chart, Spencer, again, if you could please go back to it, we had an upside gap on a weekly chart. You see that little arrow going sideways with the pink line?
Yep.
That pink line shows the support. And look how we gapped right above it. Came back, what was it, a few points, intra-week, and then never filled in the gap. I mean, go and look at the chart. How many gaps do you see on weekly bar charts?
You never see them, Jeff.
Oh, well, very rare. And when you look at that gap following a 50% retracement, wow. I mean, you know, you don't see a lot of these things. And if you want to go to the next chart, because we could do it. Well, see, this is a daily closing basis chart of the S&P 500 index. 5 closes along and around the line, horizontal line, blue line, are circled. And if you take a look, once we got above the line, we came back, the arrow shows a successful test, and boom, new highs. So that's a line I'd want to keep an eye at. What does that look like? The sun is so bright. That looks like it's around 59, 59.80. Where's that? What does that look like?
Sure. Yeah.
Just 6,000. We could call it around that upper 5,900 area. Now, if you go to the next chart, Spencer, because if you take a look at that horizontal line, those of you who like intraday, whenever you see a positive outside day followed by an upside gap, I take note. The arrow on the right, the blue arrow going from right to left, shows the outside day, a higher high and a lower low than the prior day, with the index closing near its highs. Then the following day, an upside gap. And then finally, if you take a look at the horizontal line, you'll notice I don't like drawing lines from absolute highs or absolute lows. I like to go one over. You know, I used to get whipsawed. Oh, go back to the one, Spence, for a sec. I used to get whipsawed, so I like to come down a little ways. And if you take a look at that line, we got above it, and look at that green arrow right back to it and up. That line looks like it stretches across the, it looks like the low 61. Is that the low 61? Yeah, the low 6130s. I wrote down here 6134, give or take. So that could be the highest short-term intraday area to watch. And finally, I really
hold on, Jeff. Before we get into this last chart.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Does the top of the chart mean there's resistance there?
No. I never look. I don't like to say just a former highest resistance. However, the
top of the page is the top of the page resistance.
It's a rhetorical question.
No, you know, it's funny. When we used to get through and make new all-time highs on my old charts, I think I showed you maybe last year. I used to actually cut the chart out and take Scotch tape and put a new piece on there, and I had a little flap that I'd flip up if it was a new high, or down if it was a new low. And I have chart books going back to 76 that
you got them at your house, Jeff? You got them at your house?
Yeah, they're in my house. They're actually will be for sale for those young people who want to see.
I'm coming over, Jeff. I'm coming over.
You know, I better show you one book at a time, because if I have them all piled up at once.
What town are you in? What town are you? I think I'm going to need a sedative before I get to your crib.
I'll tell you what, I'll bring one up to Allentown, and I'll bring my passport to make sure they let me in.
Try not to go to Allentown. It's
okay.
Can we go anywhere but Allentown, please?
Well, you know, I go up there to speak. My son is a Muhlenberg graduate.
Well, Muhlenberg's one thing. The rest of Allentown, I'll pass.
All right.
Jeff, you got one more chart here where you're connecting the highs from this long-term trend here in the old S&P 500, right? This is the S&P?
Yeah, you want to make it louder?
Yeah, S&P. This goes back about a decade.
Oh, you know where that goes? Yeah, I like to, and you pointed this out, and I appreciate it. You know, one of the things we did when the market first peaked in the under 6,200, we took a measured move from 3491 to around 4,800 and change. We added the 1,300 and change points on, and we got almost the high at 61.47 intraday on this chart. And I like to go back, and I really like to look for key significant levels, not go back a few weeks, a few months, or a few years. I mean, I do that too if someone tells me they're shorter term, but this is what Charles Dow would describe as the long-term trend, as the tide, as opposed to the short-term trend, which were the ripples, and the medium-term trend, which were the waves. This goes back to the week ending December 25th of 2015, almost a decade, connects those two high areas that you could see in the early 2021 or so, give or take, and then that blue arrow showing another high before the market, as to use your words, ripped but lower. Now
they didn't use those words in the 70s, Jeff?
No, we didn't use the word ripped.
That's how the kids talk.
You really created it when you said ripper. I think that's you created that.
Definitely wasn't me. The kid now these days, you got to keep up, Jeff. They're saying moon, the mooning. When I grew up, mooning was something else. But these days,
me too.
Yeah, well, you know, things evolve. Now when things are going up, the things are mooning. They don't even say ripping anymore. Now it's mooning. It's very confusing. Yeah.
Go back. Can you go back to the chart? This is my PA to Racy Stones. You can't just take it away. All right. Now, next one, buddy. Thanks, Spence. I appreciate all you do. So this line, what?
Nothing.
You're holding your head. Are you okay?
I'm not even doing it. I'm not controlling the charts.
It's not him. We got the chart master flex in Scotland.
Okay. I'm sorry, chart master. Okay. So if you take a look at that line, yeah, even though we're making new all-time highs, that does not mean there's no resistance ahead. If I see people say new all-time highs, no resistance, I roll my eyes. It's like hearing someone who's into technical or doing a technical broadcast say, well, today we're getting GDP, and GDP has nothing to do with technical analysis. You know,
Tell Jeff.
What?
Tell him.
I mean, come on. You're either a technician or not. You're not a techno fundamentalist. I mean, what does that mean? What is that? What is a techno fundamentalist? Anyway, take a look at this line. I have a hunch if we're going to have some trouble on a weekly closing basis, it looks like this week is around 63.57. Then 60, and the line is rising 8.61 to 8.62 points per week. It looks, according to what I have here, that the line this week is at 63.57.32. So let's say we get toward, I don't know, 6,400. We're at 6,400, 6,420. All of a sudden we reverse and we close at 63.50 or less. You will know that we are below this line. And on a weekly closing basis, it's starting to cause something. So you might say, you know what? It's too early to say the bull has left, but maybe I'll tighten my stops. If I'm way overweighted, maybe I'll go to slightly overweighted or market weighted. And as I always say, I'll check with your accountant, financial advisor, the disclaimer I always write on everything. These are purely for illustrative purposes only. But this is a line you're not going to see that often. It's not because I'm any great genius, but in fact, I continue to try to get my IQ over 100. But this line goes back a ways. So when all you were drawing charts out there, this is a hint. Go back as far as you can, because this line not only applies to long term, it applies to shorter term. Okay, you have to know if you're a short-term trader where the long-term lines are. I don't even know how you trade short-term without knowing where the long-term lines are. So this
you're not going to get any arguments from me. I mean, for me, it's all top down. You start with the longer term, then you work your way in. That's how I learned it. Speaking of Brian Shannon, shout out to Brian Shannon. A couple of things. First of all, Jeff Weiss, that drip today. Man, you're looking good. You got your orange hat. Is that orange hat for the new all-time highs?
No, Carrie bought me this. It actually, there's a place that you would love it. They have a great sommelier. It's a Michelin restaurant. What's it called, Carrie? 2 Michelin. What's it called?
The Custom House.
The Custom House in Baltimore.
They have an amazing
sommelier.
sommelier.
Come here quick. Wait, time's running out.
I think he used to work at Moulin de Mougin. And the
Hey,
chef.
Carrie.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? What's the name of this place in Baltimore?
It's called the Custom House. Look at their wine list. The chef is a good friend of mine. He's Turkish. He came from the #1 restaurant in Dublin called Chapter One. We know that chef too, but that's another story. Can you imagine Jeff with him? But Dede, Ahmet Dede is Turkish. He is the top chef in Turkey. He's judges on shows. He's considered, it's won best restaurant in Ireland 2 years in a row. I knew him when. It's an amazing restaurant. Come and stay with us. We'll take you there.
Done.
Okay. Like, by the way, now, I can't even afford a place out there, but they cater to Carrie like she's gold. Most of you married way above you. I married really above me.
Jeff's jealous of the sommelier. He's super handsome, friend.
All right, don't talk about your French boyfriends again. I've heard it so much. No more about your Jacques. All right, I'm sorry.
Jeff, it seems
you went out with Jacques Cousteau also underwater. Go ahead.
It's almost happy hour there in Ireland. They got any Manischewitz for you over there? They got a lot of
Catholics but
there
I did manage to bring over a pretty good bottle of kosher wine, and my friend, when he was visiting, brought 4 bottles the other year.
What would you like?
What?
I have Guinness, apple cider, and Murphy's, or our local Irish whiskey, which is incredible. The barley grows about a mile from us.
Damn.
You guys are red. Do they got Jews in Ireland?
God barley corn must die.
No, right?
Actually,
No
the 6th president of, remember that song? Remember was that Traffic? Yeah, the mayor of Cork and Dublin were Jewish, and the 6th president of Israel, I think Chaim Herzog, an Orthodox Jew, he was Irish too.
I stand corrected.
All
right,
right,
Jeff.
Shout out to the Irish Jews out there. All right, love it. I love
20,
to see it.
all 2,700 of them.
Hey, better than nothing.
Jeff, we'll let you run. Like JC said, it is happy hour for you over there, so we appreciate you stopping by. It looks like it's beautiful. You picked a great time to go because the weather.
It's unbelievable.
Weather
I haven't
where we are
seen
sucks.
this in 25 years. 3 days in a row.
He's so cute.
Okay, and
Harry,
on
don't
that note,
embarrass
Jeff
me
Weiss,
all right.
in front of my public, please.
Thank you,
Hey,
Jeff.
and by the way, all of you, just draw the charts till your wrist is about to separate from your fingers. Keep on doing it. We used to take paper. We used to print paper. We'd have 50, 100, 200 charts. We'd look for patterns and formations. Don't be afraid to write stuff down on pencil and paper, like John Madden used to diagram a football play with X's and O's, which you can see on your TV screen. Stay as close to the action as you possibly can. Technology is great, but I want you to be even closer by doing some doodling and making some notes and things like that. I want to thank you all for listening, for your wonderful comments. I'll see you for lunch up in Bethlehem one of these days.
I'm going to
soon.
your house, and we're going to look at your old charts. That's what we're going to do.
You are more than welcome, Spencer. Thank you, friend. You are always welcome to come for lunch. And all the people at All Star Charts, and for those of you who show my charts, thank you. And for all the behind the scenes people who I can't hug personally.
Thank you, Jeff.
Tell the Irish I said hello. Love them.
All right. Great comment from Nagayama. I'm going to put this up on the screen real fast because I do think this is very. I agree wholeheartedly with the sentiment. Talking to Jeff is like talking to your uncle. You just want to borrow a drill, and you end up talking about God knows what. So
never a dull moment there with Mr. Jeff Weiss.
No, indeed. Strazza, are you good? You're here. What's up, man? Whew. I'm sweating after that.
Strazza will never in his life have as much energy as a one Jeff Weiss.
No, never have.
Dude, this guy's an animal, man. What a beast. Can I just say how much I love Ireland? Oh, what a great country. Great country. Castles everywhere. Drunk people as far as the eye could see. Fantastic.
Real fast, I want to talk about some other things. So MP Materials is up 64% this morning.
Thank you. Yeah.
The Pentagon is now the largest shareholder of MP. They bought some new class of shares, and they bought some warrants, and basically, yeah. So U.S.
This is why fundamental analysis is so hard. This was a story until it wasn't. This was a company that somebody could dive into the financial statements and say, it's not a viable business. There's nothing here. They're never going to make any money. And then the government makes it a viable business like that. And the market kind of knew. The market kind of knew.
This is Molycorp. For you guys who've traded through a few cycles over the years, remember Molycorp? Remember back in the day, all these rare earth metal companies, and then they all crashed? Molycorp is now MP Materials. Some dude, some Chicago trader, is my understanding, is the one who bought it.
Yeah.
And then resurfaced it, and the guy's made a fortune.
So I got stopped out of this piece of shit in May.
And you're not happy about it?
Well, why would he be now?
It happens.
It's part of the process.
Probably pretty happy about it yesterday.
I'll be fine.
I came within probably a penny of getting stopped out, not even exaggerating. I think it was like a penny or 2 pennies of getting stopped out in Ethereum. And I did not, and now it's ripping. So, it goes both ways, right? Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes, right?
I break my rules. I loosen my stops in bull markets. I hate getting shook out of things. So you need to add a little pillow. JC's talking about getting shaken out when it looked like that bull flag was resolving lower. You want to craft your trade in a way that you don't get taken out on a move like that. And what it will mean ultimately is in the event that you are wrong on that trade, you'll lose more money. You need a looser stop. So good for you.
All right, and that's one headline. The other headline, we have some M&A. WK Kellogg, cereal makers getting bought by that chocolatier over in Italy.
The chocolatiers, Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah,
The
Ferrero.
chocolatiers seem to be like they're the blue chips in the staple space. They're always the ones doing the buying, the ones that are making the candy.
Yeah, and Ferrero has done some buying before this as well. But anyway, shout out Fruit Loops this morning. Fruit Loops.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Ferrero shares. They're so
good.
With
So
a little
good.
tawny port, little Ferrero share with a tawny port, maybe like a 20-year-old tawny. Woo!
I gotta say though, does anybody eat cereal anymore? Are we not done with
No.
cereal yet?
I feel like as a society we moved on from sugary cereal, but that
Dude,
could
you'd be
just be me.
surprised. Have you seen the cereal aisle at the grocery store?
it's
Oh
terrible.
yeah, I've seen it. I don't stop through it, but I do see it.
Dude, these people are so fat they can't even fit in the aisle to get the cereal.
All right. What else did I have here? So the Kellogg deals, KLG up 30% this morning. Staples activity there. Delta Airlines earnings, I mentioned they reinstated their guidance for the year, so they're up 11% on that headline. Embraer, ERJ down 9%. That's interesting. Conagra, another food stock, down 7%, maybe related to the Kellogg deal. What else do we have here? No, that's kind of it, actually. Wait, there was one more. There was one more thing I saw. Maybe I forget. Whatever. Okay. We got Sean McLaughlin in the house. Option Sean.
Bring him out.
Bring him out. Cool.
What's up,
Johnny,
fellas?
baby.
You know, Strazza, you were talking about regret getting shooken out of trades, and it sucks.
Yeah.
That's the thing about bull markets, though, man. It's like, especially in a bull market like this, we can't trade them all, man. There's so many good trades out there. We can't what are we gonna do? We're gonna put 10 basis points of our accounts in every one of these trades because we've got a million trades to choose from. You just can't get them all, and occasionally you're gonna miss one of the biggest ones, or you're gonna get shaken out in one of the biggest ones. It's part of the game, man. It sucks.
If you're not getting FOMO and missing things in the bull market, you're probably doing it wrong, right?
I have FOMO hourly right now.
Yeah, it is really that kind of market, though, isn't it? You know, the other thing about bull markets I was thinking about yesterday, Sean, they have a tendency of bailing out bad behaviors.
Oh yeah.
You have to be careful and know that it's happening. As it's happening, you don't want to retrain your mind that that's okay. What is okay, right? To kind of take that in is to say this is okay right now, but it might not be okay tomorrow, right?
Steve, you're hitting on a thing that hits home for me hard because as you guys know, I started trading in 1998 during the dot-com boom, and talk about markets that bailed people out, right? You could have just the worst execution. You could be averaging down into losers and you get bailed out every time.
Yeah,
and
right.
I have said this for years that, I've been trading now for 26 years and I've spent the last 20 years of my career unlearning all the bad behaviors I learned that worked in the first 4 years of trading.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
So I think it's something good for maybe new traders or less experienced traders to just be mindful of you're probably not as good as it feels in these moments.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think, and this is something I'm battling with right now. This is acute for me, is that as good of a bull market as this is, and there's so many great trade ideas, before you know it, when you start trading all these things, if you take a step back and look at your portfolio, it's like, holy shit, I have a lot of exposure on. And if things roll over here, it has the potential to get nasty for me. So this is something I'm paying attention to. And you guys saw me in the Slack channel earlier in the week. I said, hey guys, you got any short ideas for me? Just because I want to add some balance to my portfolio because I'm feeling extra long here. And it makes me a little uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie.
I feel the same way, Sean. When this thing ends, you got to hit the exits fast when the bull market ends.
Yep. And speaking of FOMO, as we're talking, guys, the market just opened 2 minutes ago, and I'm just hearing alerts popping off on my trading platform left and right of stocks that I probably want to get into right now. It's crazy.
Why? What's the trade? What's the trade, Sean? These ARC stocks don't stop. Look at it again today.
Highest short interest in ARC ever. And that's something I know Sean loves. Sean loves to own things with high short interest, right, Shawnee?
I do love it. And you know what? With ARC having as high of a short interest as it has, and isn't Tesla still the largest holding in ARC?
Yeah, it's so impressive.
If you look at that Tesla chart, it seems like a screaming buy right now. And play
Everybody
for the
keeps telling me that it should be shorted.
I'm looking at that Tesla.
Mike Martin was in here yesterday talking about shorting Tesla. I was like, I don't know about that, man.
It's been terrible, but you can't short anything in this market. But I think it's super impressive that ARC looks the way it does with all that Tesla in it. Tesla's been a trash vehicle.
Guys, I'm so distracted right now. My thing is ringing off the hook. I'm getting all these trade alerts popping
Well, listen,
up.
we'll cut it short today, but I just wanted to mention the last time I was in Dublin, I'm hanging out with some traders, and they are, I mean, Sean McLaughlin is a superstar in Dublin simply because of his name. It really is just the name. They freaking love you in Dublin, bro.
They just assume I'm one of them because I have a name like that.
That's right. Little do they know that you're from gross Buffalo.
My family's probably 17 generations American at this point. So, I mean,
it's
disingenuous to call me Irish, but yeah.
I don't think mathematically that's possible. 17? No.
Let's just say it goes deep. Let's just there's not anyone on my family tree that I can point to that ever actually lived in Ireland.
You are American. You are from America.
I am from America. Hey, man, and don't be shitting on Buffalo. I'm heading back there in a couple weeks, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
They don't like me there. They don't like me in Buffalo very much. I wear a lot of Dolphins gear, and I can't keep my mouth shut. So that doesn't fly in that part of the country.
Well, if you and I go to the Dolphins game in September, I'll protect you, all right?
Dude, I can't make it to the one in September, unfortunately, which is a bummer. Right. Spencer?
Right. What? Who, what? Me?
Hi, Spencer.
What's up?
Hi, Daddy.
What are we looking at here, Spencer?
Somebody say my name. No. I just wanted to hype up Sean's newest masterclass, which episode one, a week one class, whatever you want to call it, was yesterday. Every Wednesday for the next 8 weeks, right, Sean? You're going to be doing this education for your members.
That's the plan.
All right. The link to get access is in the chat. It is pinned to the top. Check it out. You can also just go to allstaroptions.com.
Hey, let me get a shout out to the audio video team here behind the scenes who really made these videos really nice, really professional. A lot of scenes that are cut back and forth. You guys got me on the trails in these videos. Yep. It's pretty cool. So shout out to Izzy and Giancarlo and everybody else, man. They did a great job on this.
Boys are good.
The boys are good.
Do we want to do recess or should we just hop out of here? Apparently
recess.
We're in a fast market apparently. So it says Sean. We got a recess? Okay.
We got a recess. Shawnee, baby, what do you got, baby?
Well, I got something here for you, JC. I know you love this stuff. I just got a shipment from my sister recently, and she sent me a couple old photos of Shawnee. I know you love this stuff.
Wait a minute.
Can you see that?
Hold on.
Look at that.
Wow. You look like your son.
9 years old.
Your son looks like you.
Yeah, right? It's about me at about 9. Here's another one. About 2 years old.
Oh.
Look at that.
Wow, Shawnee, baby.
You're a good-looking kid.
I know. I don't know what happened.
You look like Ron Howard from Leave It to Beaver in that picture.
This one right here, Ron Howard?
Yeah. Doesn't he?
Maybe, a little bit.
Is that just me?
Sure.
Something there.
All right. I love it. The only other thing I got really is this weekend, big weekend at the McLaughlin house. We're shipping my son off to Boy Scout camp, a week-long Boy Scout camp up in the mountains. Kind of a big deal. He's never really been away from home by himself for more than one night. So, but the camp looks awesome. They got so much stuff. He's going to be so busy for a week. He's not even going to miss us. But big week around here. A lot of stuff going on.
Nice. All right, JC, what do you got?
I got my Starlink yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Ooh.
So my kids, I guess I must have set the way they interpret it is that we're getting internet from space, right? Like they're like, oh, Daddy, this came from space. I was like, SpaceX, yeah, oh yeah, space, right? So like they don't know the difference between space and SpaceX. So the kids are very excited that we have internet from space So I just got the devices. It hasn't been installed yet. You know, I thought that the packaging was going to be like all like impressive and stuff like that. It really wasn't that impressive. It was just like regular boxes with like, you know, they look like little plastic devices. Like it doesn't look that fancy. So I'll keep you guys posted on my SpaceX experiences.
JC,
So
you sound like
hold on.
you're about one step away from the RV life. You're about to install your Starlink on the top of an RV and just go.
No, house. It's for a house. It's for a house.
There's absolutely no reason why you should have Starlink at your home. It's wildly unnecessary. What is the like? You're just playing with the toy. You don't need it.
Right, exactly. So we just got a lake house out in the Poconos, and so I need internet, and so
you can get it. You can get Wi-Fi there.
You can get Wi-Fi, but I want to play with the toys, so I'm going to test out Starlink.
You're really JC. So what JC is doing is he's leaning in to the bear market that is Elon Musk in just the biggest way. He's going to buy a Tesla next.
Definitely not buying a Tesla.
Solar panels on the house. What else?
Nope.
Wait, Tommy Lackey says he has what you have. He has the Starlink, JC.
I hear nothing but good things about Starlink. I forgot that Elon Musk had anything to do with it, to be perfectly honest.
Probably a good thing. Yeah.
I heard
that it's great. I'm just playing with the toys. That's it.
I heard that JC Parets is on the short list for next CEO of X.
You know, I was talking to Mr. Beast yesterday on the internets, and Mr. Beast and I were talking about how we should collabo. I mean, I was mostly talking to him. He wasn't necessarily talking to me back, but we were conversing.
Still don't
Makes
know
sense.
who this person
All right.
is.
He doesn't have, Steve doesn't have kids.
I'll keep you posted on the Starlink sitch. Maybe it's awesome. Maybe it sucks. I don't know.
Cybertruck. I could see him in the Cybertruck. I'll be driving back to Key West either this afternoon or tomorrow, and I'm just so excited to stop in Goodland, Florida, for the little bar.
Hey, you could use if you had one, you could use your Starlink on that drive, Steve.
There is not internet in Goodland, Florida.
Wait, is that where that peanut thing is that you talked about? The boiled peanuts, or is that something that's different?
No, that's
okay. My bad.
No.
Tough day for Spencer. Errors and omissions. Thank you, chat, for correcting me. First, Ireland is not in the UK. Today I learned. Second, Ron Howard was on the Andy Griffith show, not Leave It to Beaver. But you knew what I meant. You all knew what I meant.
knew.
Bad day for you, Spencer.
You all knew what I meant. Anyway.
Bad day for you, Spencer. You can do better. Come on.
That show was on 60 years ago. Give me a break. All right, let's get out of here. Bring on Multiply members. We'll get your video with Strazza today at 11. Kenny live all day in his open house. ASC Gold Rush live this afternoon. Sean's going live at 3:00 to do the jam session. And then crypto, and we got Jeff. We got a big day today on the channel. So a lot going on. Thank you for watching. Go make some money. Thank you, Jeff Weiss, for joining us all the way from Ireland. We'll be back tomorrow morning. That's what I got.
Look out.
Adios.
For those.
YOLO response.
I can't take no